Man, they're giving every character I like almost nothing to do all season and then killing them off. Yeah, no, this was a terrible move. In the manga and anime, Nobara has such a unique technique and is part of the 3 main cast. Why did he have to clip her wings like this? Yeah, just when we saw some creative uses for her technique, she's gone. I am so fucking sick of all characters dying. I hope Mahito dies a painful and slow death. That's why it hurts more. I feel like Nobara as a character wasn't used well. Her death's main contribution is just that she's Yuji's closest, and hence Yuji will get more worked up if his closed ones die. Unlike Nanami, whose death was a blow to Sorcerer's World along with Yuji. Of course, Nobara is not at Nanami's level, but she could be fleshed out more than just one resonance trick. This kinda feels like overkill after last episode. Yuji already had someone super close to him, Nanami, die, so his rage moment against Mahito is justified without Nobara dying too. It felt like Nanami's death was sad, but fitting. He had plenty of screen time and didn't have much more to do character arc-wise. There was so much untapped potential with Nobara. She was shown to be more than capable in the fight against the brothers, but for some reason she got sidelined hard this season, then killed with a forced last-minute backstory reminder. Would have been harder if this happened in a later arc after she was given more time to shine. She definitely deserved more screen time, but I think they wanted an unexpected death after Nanami to send Yuji to an even darker place. A very similar thing happens in the Chainsaw Man manga. Just feels like kill everyone for no real reason other than 'cause you can. I'm with you on the Chainsaw Man vibes. I don't understand the point of killing her here. It's really frustrating that they killed her off. I don't think they did justice to the character in anime and didn't develop it fully. I don't know about manga. At the same time, we got glimpses for someone who we all should have known and got more of. I have always believed that she was a better and more tactical fighter than Yuji. Even in this fight, she is able to quickly assess Mahito's strengths and weaknesses and even manages to give Yuji an upper hand. What's her character arc again? Poor Nanami. His death I understand, but Nobara. It's the lack of an arc, the abruptness of the death, and the empty feeling for me. The most wasted character ever, her incredibly disconnected backstory from literally everything else in the show, just does not help. I don't know if maybe I didn't catch something in the episode. Feel free to let me know what you think, but does anyone else feel like Kugisaki died for no reason? I mean, I just didn't see any significance to her death, because I thought she would end up becoming much more in the anime. But she died just like that, without accomplishing anything? It feels like she died just for the sake of being killed off. I hate rush backstories. I don't think they gave her character justice. Maybe they needed to do that for Mahito to unlock that new level of most hated villain in an anime. Sorcerer is getting smoked left and right. Her death was so unnecessary, and it made no sense. She was literally outspeeding Mahito at first, then she freezes and dies to a slap. Gege missed with this one, I fear. Edit. Now, I don't think anyone is gonna make it. I have no hope anymore. Just let the bad guys do their thing and end the season at this point. Her death could have been postponed a bit. We could have developed the whole Saori background. I fucking hate flashbacks that take half the fucking episode, especially if it does not forward the story, only aims to tug at our heartstrings. Nanami's death scene last episode is now the standard for me when it comes to death scenes of beloved characters. This episode just did Nobara dirty. We did not get to see her a lot during this arc. Then she dies like this? Give me a break. I love the anime. I hate this episode. If she's actually dead, that would be an awful decision. Literally half the characters are dead. I feel like Chainsaw Man was able to kill off their characters a lot better, but wow, this is bad. Unless there's some BS res power or time travel, I actually don't know where this series is going to go. These past 2 episodes were amazing and so captivating. The only thing that could ruin it is giving the practically only female lead with a ton of wasted potential such a shitty, uncreative death. I feel nothing. Not because her death is sad or anything, but because the show gave me little reason to care about her. Completely agreed. The heavy stakes are fine, but off of one season, we barely know these characters. Especially, it feels, after the wait between the seasons, the time jumping with both the movie and the Hidden Inventory prequel. Like, we got Nobara back for 2 seconds this season, so for as masterfully directed as the episode was, and as likable as Nobara is, I'm surprised by how little gut punching there is. For me, anyways. Like, it feels bad, man, sure, but not Curl and Ball Vinland Saga level. JoJo is the other gold standard, where Araki is a bloodthirsty sort to kill an entire cast if he feels like it, but it's usually after spending most of a part getting to know and love the characters. The best and the worst episode of JJK over 2 seasons in a movie, bar none. The best episode? Surely, why not? We've seen far too little time for Nobara to develop as a real main character. I only remember 2 or 3 cool but short fights from her in season 1, plus a real interesting no-nonsense character and personalities. But I always thought she's just there as Yuji's friend, and really played nothing major in the story development role. This season, she's only been in 1 episode, and one that got her injured quickly at that. Then, this episode happened. A simple mind, a simple call of helping her friends, and she simply joggles away from the ambulance which she perfectly has the right to ride on. Her coolness, bravery, and even handsomeness were all shown brightly that one night in Shibuya. Within those few minutes, I really got what I hoped she would have been. Yet this episode is also the worst! What a waste of an excellently written character, a main character in name too, this Nobara Kugisaki. That little flashback to her childhood illustrates a really independent girl that, just like what little we see of her in past episodes, is someone who has 200% of power and braveness to help and build up relationships with anyone who she sees as friends, no matter how the others deal with them in society. Even those who got bullied hard can be a friend. See Saori, and she really feels when the dearest had to leave under her strong, hard first impression. In the matter of a single episode, she has given out a real intention for me to care far, far more than almost every character in JJK, definitely more than Yuji or Megami, and fairly certainly even above Satoru Gojo. No, maybe almost any character I've seen from the few classic battle shonen titles I've seen. She's in fact the closest character I've ever seen from the topmost popularity rank of all anime-related works to my favorite anime girl of them all, the real charismatic Mikoto Misaka, who has one of the best character growths in anime history, IMHO. To think that she barely had any time to shine in JJK before this cruel loss. This loss of a golden opportunity for a real, well-written female character in classic battle shonen to stay longer will forever be a pain to me. And to many others, I guess. What now, Yuji? Surely you will be completely mad now? Beat Sukuna and Mahito and every last subordinates of them? Please? I'm more annoyed/irritated by the recent deaths in the last few episodes than sad, to be honest. How did the manga readers feel when these chapters were released? Gotta be honest, the whole killing off characters thing is starting to lose its effectiveness on me. So it's pretty clear that they're letting us know that any character can die at this point in the story. That's going to get old real quick. To the point where, when a character dies, I'll just be like, alright. I'm sorry I may get downvoted to hell for this, but I didn't like this episode. I get no one likes plot armor. We all want to feel like the characters are taking risks and could be killed at any time. Feeling like a character can't lose isn't fun. The flip side of that, though, is that at some point you risk the audience losing interest and investment in the show or story if they know you will kill anyone off at any time. Nobara's story was not done yet. It could have kept going. We barely learned anything about her, but now she has died, barring Shuko healing Aspol. Maybe it might have been better if there was some space between deaths. Having 2 major players die back to back, though, just feels heartless. I also wonder if Gege is trying to score cool kid internet points by saying, hey, I'm not like those other mangaka, I'm willing to kill anyone, I'm the cool author. Who knows? Last thing, fuck Mahito. The dude has become insufferable, not in a good way. He has what in wrestling we call go-away heat. He's outlived his welcome, and at this point, I just want him to stop showing up on screen with his bullshit hacks insta-kill. Anyway, unpopular opinion I'm sure, and with close to 1K comments, who knows if it'll be read. I don't read the manga, but if the punchline of the plot is that every single character dies, I'm not sure how entertaining it's gonna be. We know from episode 1 Itadori most likely is going to die with Sukuna inside him and that his grandfather begged him not to die alone. By the way things are going, he is 100% dying alone. It's a shonen story with an evil spin, I guess. I'm starting to get tired of the show, actually. They're just killing off all the best characters and keeping alive the most uninteresting for me. I already went through a Kamega Kill and it did a better job at it. I don't think JJK will keep my interest for long if it keeps going like this. And so, Nobara dies, and author sells out potentially amazing female character for some quick and cheap shock value. Yeah, I do not think that was an equivalent exchange here. It's interesting that, oh, they're killing off the best characters is the most common criticism I'm seeing, but I honestly have the opposite criticism. I feel like this could have been an extremely well done scene if Nobara's character was actually given focus before her death. But she has felt like such a nothing character in the story until now, and I'm not talking about her fighting abilities, I don't care about that. What are her internal motivations? What are her worldviews, and how has that been challenged? How has she grown? It feels like she's such a static and reactionary character. Sure, her personality is extremely fun, but that's all she is. Giving her a sudden backstory right before she dies feels cheap and unearned. With Nanami, we know that he quit a safer desk job because of how unfilled with it he was, and how he got fulfillment out of helping people. We already know his past regrets with Haibara's death, and that makes his desire to be on vacation in Malaysia and seeing Haibara before his death actually carry weight. Nobara's backstory and internal conflict should have been introduced much sooner. As it is now, it feels like Gege is establishing the basics of her character right before she dies. I'll probably get downvoted for such a critical comment, but I'm being so critical because this could have potentially been an extremely powerful scene if the story actually earned it as a powerful send-off to Nobara. As it is now, it feels like it is written in solely to traumatize Yuji further. Honestly, stupid decision. To be honest, Yuji isn't a great protagonist on his own, and this show really relies on the supporting cast. This includes villains. To kill off so many in one arc is not good storytelling. I mean, these deaths really don't mean anything now. Yuji was already very angry about Nanami. What was the point of killing Nobara too? Shock value? The episode looked good, but honestly pointless flashback that kind of wasted almost half the episode. So, Saori literally never saw Kugisaki again. Okay, and? Honestly, that's really not tragic or anything. It sucks, sure, but so what? I usually don't actively hate decisions made in a story, even if I don't necessarily agree with the story progression, because ultimately it's not my story to tell. But this one annoys me because it just feels completely unnecessary. Nobara was done dirty for shock value that wasn't all that shocking because we weren't given enough time with her to care as much as other characters. I don't even know what purpose this death serves from a narrative perspective. Does it make Yuji any more motivated than he already is? Does it make him feel worse when he's at rock bottom? Who knows? I know, motherfuckers! You know what? Fuck this. For my sanity, until the next episode, I'm gonna pretend she's still alive. I am in denial. But man, I feel a little disappointed once the shock waded away a little. Nobara is easily my favorite female characters in shonen. Is JJK shonen? I forgot. She's genuinely interesting and helps add dynamic to the main three. But she's killed off like this. Her fight scene was really good, and I'm not saying that all death scenes need to be ultra-violent or like Nanami, but like she gets one-tapped while standing still. I know she did it in confusion, don't worry. This whole episode was both good and disappointing. Part of me is begging that she somehow survives. She didn't act the way like others did when they were killed by patches, but I'm pretty sure it's copium on my end. After all, they gave us a flashback and a nice line before she is flatlined. Is Nobara over? But I guess we will see. I'm guessing this is what it was hinting in the opening though. I wish we got more of her, but if she's dead, it's gonna be really disappointing in the future. I guess deaths can be anticlimactic, but why did she have to die? We have tons of deaths on this arc, so I feel like the fun is kind of wearing off. Fight was good though, it just came at a cost. Well, after a promising fight at the start, this is disappointing. Can this really be it for her? There is no way an even remotely competent writer would shelve a character he intends to kill off for most of the season, and in her one appearance make her fare pathetically against the most pathetic of the enemies. Right? Right? But on the other hand, it's hard to imagine a satisfying way she could survive this either now. Yeah, emotional attachment is definitely a problem I have with Jujutsu characters. Nanami was a slight bummer, but this may be a shrug. I feel like we needed more time with these characters to truly care. I think there should have been another arc or something before this arc, because a lot of these characters are undercooked to me investment-wise. The fights are cool though. Mahito is great so far. Well, I think I'm done with JJK. This is too much. I was planning to read the manga after season 2 ended, but now I just don't want to. Stop killing everyone I care about. I can't even get excited about an episode anymore. Oh man. That one feels bad. in a way I didn't want. I'm actually just upset now. If that one sticks, what a waste of a great character. That's not the problem. You can kill characters, but the story has to earn it. It has to build up to it. You can't just suddenly kill characters that have been in the story for nearly 50 episodes just because you wanted to add a little drama. Nobara's death felt so undeserved. She's been part of the story all this time, and we never learned anything about her until they decided to kill her, and then, oh shit, we forgot to give her character backstory. Let's just add it here. And even then, it was mid-backstory. The story did not earn killing Nobara. It was a random trash death just added for drama. And with that, I'm out. This is one of the worst anime arcs ever. 1,000,000 springs and spinning things, it's quite a view. We have no clue, what does it do? That's the beauty of